It's time to decide. Certain topics demand decisions. Because of its global impact and extravagant claims of eternal bliss or eternal despair, Christianity is one of these. The shroud is a great way to begin the process. Now back to identifying the man from his portrait. The first decision is that he was crucified. The blood trails and posture tell us this. We can't think of another violent way to die where a man's torso is nearly vertical, with arms outstretched, knees bent, and one foot likely on top of the other. Other evidence reinforces this conclusion, such as the wrist hole and missing thumbs. This first decision greatly simplifies our task. We now have only 3 options of who it can be. It portrays Jesus of Nazareth, or a typical victim of crucifixion, or an anonymous one. Here are 30 features of the shroud and image uncovered in this video series. More could be added. For example, Jesus was buried in accordance with Jewish burial customs. The shroud contains evidence of some of these customs which could be added to the observations. And consider Matthew 27:32. The Bible has a lot of gaps like this. The soldiers ordered Simon of Cyrene to help Jesus carry the cross. Did Jesus fall? The Bible doesn't say. But the shroud man's knee is torn up, compatible with falling and needing help. The point is that entire fields of investigation could be added to the 30 to strengthen our decision. But let's stick to the 30. 14 are close, obvious matches to the Gospels, so let's highlight 3 aspects of the remaining 16. First, these 16 reinforce the identification of the shroud man with Jesus, since they are compatible with the Gospels. Second, they fill gaps in the Gospel narrative with authenticity, even in contrast to long-standing tradition. For example, an earlier video shows that the shroud man's wrist injury is in sync with anatomy and opposed to art history and dozens of translations. Third, several of the 16 are special, even unique to Jesus in the historical record. Of course, the historical record is missing many chapters, and it is true that absence of evidence doesn't demonstrate evidence of absence. But let's not demonstrate absence of judgment. It makes good sense that these features don't apply to others. Most victims of crucifixion were felons, traitors, and captured enemies. Why would they be crowned? Why would they be buried in expensive fabric? Why would they be buried at all, so soon after death? Crucifixion was intentionally public. The Romans left the dead hanging to rot or to be devoured by animals because they wanted to deter criminals and intimidate subjugated peoples. Now to the options. Option A. Is the shroud man merely a typical or generic crucified man? No. How can it be typical when many of the shroud details uniquely apply to Jesus? By definition, something can't be both unique or even rare and typical at the same time, unless a lot of evidence surfaces that many other victims share these same features. The man is not a typical victim. Option B. Does the shroud portray an unknown victim? To establish this, we'd only need to find a single man besides Jesus who satisfies all 30 features. It's possible we could find such a man. Let us know when you do. Until then, this option is speculation, untethered to the data. And could is a weak foundation for a decision when a better option exists. So the simplest explanation, the one we favor, the one that satisfies all 30 observations without baseless assumptions, is option C. The shroud portrays Jesus. Next, the simple yet profound significance of this conclusion.